card. Low card. Which is which? Call it right. You'll go home rich on Card Sharks. And here's the host of Card Sharks, Jim Perry.
Thank you, Jen. And thank you very much. Welcome to Card Sharks. Good to have you here. You're very kind. Call the cards right, you'll go home rich. I hope this is the day somebody wins a lot of money. Thank you, Peggy Hayes of Visalia, California, for that opening poem. And now let's get to the cards. Janice and Marky, if you will, load in the cards. And as you can see, we have a game in progress with these Card Sharks. Linda Aldrin, our champion. Hello, Linda. Good to see you again.
Nice to see you.
You've been with us for a few days now.
I know. I've been lucky.
Houston, Texas, and now living out here. And boy, how does a Texan adjust to another place? I would think that Texans could never live anyplace else.
It was very hard to leave Texas. All my friends and family were there. But the people in Bakersfield are very friendly.
That's nice.
And Bakersfield reminds me of Midland, kind of, anyway.
Midland, Texas? Yeah? Good. Well, that's nice. Make you feel a little at home.
Definitely.
We've made you feel at home here. You've won $5,750 in cash.
Thank you.
So you certainly made yourself at home. Our challenger, Kim Moore. Hello, Kim. Nice to see you again. Won't you again tell us about yourself?
Okay, I'm originally from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, and I'm attending the University of Laverne currently, and I work part-time as a receptionist in a photography studio.
Good. Where's the University of Laverne?
Oh, in Laverne.
In Laverne where? I'm not familiar with that.
Laverne is right northeast of Pomona. Northwest, excuse me.
Oh, well, now that you've told me that, of course. And south of Pacoima, and absolutely. How could you miss it?
Right next door to Cucamonga. That's where I live. I live in Altaloma. We just incorporated to Rancho Cucamonga.
From Altaloma to Cucamonga.
Yeah.
Do you realize that people are not
Cucamonga,
familiar with these names, how strange they sound, Kim?
Oh, well, adds a little spice to life.
Good luck in the match to both of you. Each player has a deck of 52 playing cards. They're shuffled. The players cut them. Linda, the champion, plays the upper cards, the red cards. Kim, the challenger, the lower cards, the blue cards. And as you can see, Kim has yet to turn over a card. Linda needs just 2 cards to win the game. We play the best 2 out of 3. Linda won game number 1. So, Kim, you need this one. As we left off with question 2, it goes to you, Linda. We asked 100 married men, have you ever carried your wife to bed? How many men said that they have?
I would hope that's a high number. I've been carried a couple times. I'm going to say 71.
71 married men have carried their wife to bed, Kim.
That sounds awfully romantic, but you gotta figure that some men can't lift their wives. I'll say it'll be a little bit lower.
Say lower than that. Kim, if it is lower, you'll go to the board first. If not, it'll be Linda. And the actual number of married men who've carried their wife to bed is 68. It's lower, Kim.
Okay, let's go.
I can just picture them trying to lift them and they can't. That's terrible. Kim, you're starting with an 8.
I'll change that.
Whenever you win the question, you have the right to change it to a queen.
Great, I'll go lower.
Lower than a queen. Yes, a 6.
I'll have to freeze.
We move the freeze bar over and we can't take those cards away, and that keeps Linda away from her cards. Kim, we asked 100 women, have you ever given a dinner party and discovered at the last minute that you had forgotten to turn on the oven? How many women said that's happened to them?
I think that'd be awful low. I know that I've given dinners and I've forgotten one part of the meal, you know, not the main course, thank God.
What'd you forget?
But the rolls.
Oh.
Very important, you know. I think that'd be pretty low. I'd say maybe 19.
19 women have forgotten to turn on the oven.
I'm going to say it's a little bit higher because that has happened to me, and I can only go by personal experience.
What did you do?
It was lasagna.
Oh.
I just forgot.
Cold lasagna. Isn't that wonderful?
My husband's boss.
The actual number of women who have forgotten to turn the oven on is 15, not higher. Kim.
I'll change that card.
Kim's not even wait till I get over here to change the 6 to a 7. Not a good change.
That's not much better, but looking at the cards, I think I'll have to go lower.
Lower, going against the odds. She has a feeling lower than a 7. Yes!
I'll go higher! Go
Higher than a 3. An 8!
Oh, no, lower!
To tie up the match lower than an ace. Yes, with a 2, and we've got a tie match. Wow! Good intuition on that, Kim, and we'll set up for the tiebreaker as each player has one game and $100. In the tiebreaker, just 3 cards up there and 3 questions here. I don't have to tell you, getting control of that board is so very important. Linda, we asked 100 women doctors. Women doctors. Have you ever been mistaken for a nurse? How many women doctors say yes, they've been mistaken for a nurse?
I think that would be a relatively high number. I mistook my woman doctor for a nurse the first time I saw her. I'm going to say 68.
68 women doctors have been mistaken for a nurse.
I think that stereotyping is still being set in today. I'll have to think it's a little bit higher than that.
Even higher.
Yeah.
The actual number of women doctors who have been mistaken for a nurse is 93. Wow, Kim. Oh, I think you were right when you talked about the stereotyping.
Oh, yeah.
Kim, you start with a 10.
I'll change that, please.
Big change in the tiebreaker to another 10. Gotta play that one.
Oh, well, I'll have to go against the odds and go higher.
Going even more against the odds than the last time. She says higher than a 10. Yes, again she's right with a jack.
I'm going to have to keep on going and say lower.
We have a new champion if this is lower than a jack. No, it's a king. And the first time your intuition has failed you, a break for the champion. Linda, you've got a 4.
I'd like to keep the 4 and say higher.
Higher than a 4. No, a 2. Neither player advances and we fill in the spaces. Question 2. Kim, we asked 100 people. Tell the truth. Do you really try to keep up with the Joneses? You know that expression, keeping up with the Joneses, yes? How many people admitted that they do try to keep up with the Joneses?
I don't think that it's much of a fad to be average. I think that lots of people want to stand out nowadays. I think that'd have to be pretty low. I'd say 24.
24 people try to keep up with the Joneses.
I would say it's higher because nowadays you have to look at other people around you and say, I've got to do better. I want to do better. You have to have something to look at.
So you say higher.
Yes.
The actual number of people who try to keep up with the Joneses is 26. It's higher by 2. Linda. With a 4. Linda.
I'd like to keep the 4 and say higher.
Higher than a 4. Yes, a 6. Now.
I'm going to go for it and say higher.
For the championship, higher than a 6. Yes! With a 9, and Linda pulls it out again. Oh, great match. Kim, you played very, very well. Thank you. Have a good time? Good. And you're leaving us with $100 and some nice party gifts. Say hello to our friends in Winnipeg. Bye-bye, Kim Moore. Come on, Linda. You did it again.
I did it again. How great.
And again, Linda's going to go for the big money right after this commercial break. You got to come from behind in that one.
That was an intuition.
Back with a fine champion, Linda Aldred. Another $200 for that game, getting you up to $5,850, Linda. Ready
Great.
now?
I'm ready. Hope it's this time.
That's good. Let's go for the big money. Let's open the board and get to the money cards. Come on, Linda. And the money cards have been shuffled and cut. Janice will start dealing them out as we give you $200 on the bottom line and these 3 cards. Bet them as you will. Move up to the second level, we'll give you another $200 of betting money. 3 more cards. Minimum bets of $50 till you get to the top card, the big bet, and there you must bet at least half the money. Over $28,000 up there, Linda, and I hope you're going to take it home. Here's $200. As in the game, you have a choice of 2 base cards to start with. You can, of course, change them as you move up to the next 2 levels if you need to. With $200, Linda, you'll start with an 8.
I'd like to change the 8, please.
I can't imagine why. Big change. You must play this one. It is a 10. Well, it's a little better.
I'm going to bet $100, go with the odds, and say lower.
Half the money. $100 lower than a 10. Oh, it's a jack. Down to $100 with a jack.
10s haven't been good to me. I'm going to say $100 lower than the jack.
100 again. Lower than a jack? Yes! This time it's right. A 7 for $200.
Okay. I'm only going to say $50, and I'm going to say lower than the 7. I haven't seen any low cards.
All right. Going against the odds for $50 lower than a 7. She's right. Whoa, yes, and a beautiful card. Up goes the 2. We'll give you another $200 of betting money. $450, Linda.
I'm going to bet all of it higher than the 2.
$450 higher than a 2. Up
Yes!
for $900.
Okay. $200 lower than the jack.
$200 lower than a jack? Yes,
Yes.
with a 9 for $1,100 and still 2 to go.
Okay. I'm only going to bet $100, and I'm going to say lower than the 9.
$100. Lower than a 9? Oh, it's a queen. Down to $1,000, but up goes the queen. Do you want to play that queen for the big bet?
Yes, I'd like to keep the queen.
Linda, you must bet at least $500. You have $1,000. With a queen, what's your big bet?
I'm going to bet all of it lower.
We're with you. You'll have nothing or $2,000 if this is lower than a queen.
Yeah!
And for $2,000. Way to go. Linda, oh, you are a good player.
Thank you.
Even when you get bad cards, you play them well.
Thank you.
And Linda's winnings are now up to $7,850 in cash.
That's fantastic.
We'll meet a new challenger right after this. Good comeback. And our champion, Linda Aldred, continues her good playing. You're a fine player.
Thank you.
You defeated a tough challenger in that last match.
I did. She had some good answers.
And you bet the cards well. All right, Linda, here we go. 2 brand new decks of cards and a new challenger on Card Sharks. Patty Hahn. Hello, Patty. Welcome.
Fine.
Good to have you here.
Oh, thank you. I'm really happy I'm here.
That's nice. Why don't you tell us about yourself?
Well, I'm a born and raised Californian, and I live in Arcadia, and I'm a little old school teacher from Cerritos, and I have
What do you mean a little old school teacher?
Well, I have taught every single grade from K through 12. And I love to travel, and I've been around the world once.
Good, that's super.
Yes, maybe I'll win some money and go
Of
again.
all the grades right through, what is the easiest grade to teach?
2nd grade's the easiest, but 7th grade's the best.
7th is the best. Which is the hardest?
High school.
High school.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely high school.
Good to have you here, Patty.
Thank
Good
you.
luck. You'll
Okay.
play the lower cards, the blue cards. Linda, the champion, once again plays the upper cards, the red cards. Linda, we asked 100 bachelors, have you ever been so eager that you accidentally ripped a woman's clothing? How many bachelors admitted they have?
I have no experience in that. I really couldn't say whether it should be high or low. I'm going to say 50.
50 bachelors have so eager they accidentally ripped a woman's clothes,
I
Patty.
think it's got to be lower. They can't be that eager that they'd actually rip somebody's clothes.
So you say lower.
So lower.
The actual number of bachelors who've been so eager they accidentally ripped a woman's clothing is 25. It's lower, Patty.
Okay, I'm ready.
Still, 25 is a lot of eager bachelors
lot
out
of eager
there.
bachelors.
Patty, you start with a 9.
Oh, no, change that card,
Changing
please.
the 9 to a 2.
Oh, beautiful. I'm going to say it's higher.
Higher than a 2. Yes, a 7.
I'm going to freeze.
Freezing with that 1 card advantage.
That's it.
And Patty, your first question. Patty, we asked 100 child psychiatrists. I'm very curious to see the answer of this one. Child psychiatrists. Is it harmful for a child to see his parents cry? How many child psychiatrists says it is harmful?
It is harmful. I think it's going to be low because I don't think it's going to hurt them that much to be that harmful. So let's just say 25 would say.
Patty says 25 child psychiatrists say it is harmful if a child sees their parents
I think it's lower
cry.
because children should experience all emotions.
So you say lower.
Yes.
The actual number of child psychiatrists who said it is harmful for a child to see his parents cry is 1. Linda. That's a very interesting question. I think you're kind of right, Linda, and people should let it out. They feel like crying, go right ahead. I'm sure you're happy right now. You're
Yeah.
looking at a 2.
A 2. Love it. Higher.
Higher than a 2. A 6.
Please.
Freezing it, we've got a tie, as both players need 3 cards. Linda, we asked 100 married men. Would you trust your wife to give you a shave with a straight razor? How many men said, yeah, they would trust their wife to shave them with a straight razor?
I think that would have to be a low number. My husband would not trust me. I'm going to say 8.
8 men would trust their wife to shave them with a straight razor.
I'm going to say it's just a little bit higher because I cut my husband's hair. And if he'd let me cut his hair, I think he'd let me shave him.
If he lets
So
you,
I think it's going to be a little
if he'd let you
higher.
cut the hair, he'd let you
Yes.
cut his throat. Okay, you say higher. The actual number of men who would trust their wife to give them a shave with a straight razor is 65. Patty, very much higher.
I want to change that card.
That is a very big surprise to me because I wouldn't trust myself to shave with a straight razor. Do you want that 7?
Oh, no. Change it,
Changing the
please.
7 to a 3. Good change.
Higher.
Higher than a 3. Oh, no, a 2. Oh, and a big break for Linda with a 6. Call this.
I'm going to go with the odds and say higher.
Higher than a 6. Yes, a king.
Lower.
Lower than a king. It is a 10.
Freeze.
And Linda needs 1 card while Patty needs 3. We are at sudden death once again. Patty, we asked 100 housewives, if you could make $200 a week by taking in a boarder, would you do it? How many housewives said yes, they would take in a boarder for $200?
Well, in this day and age, $200 to a housewife is kind of nice money, but I don't think it's going to be very high. I would say 20.
20 housewives would
do
take
it.
in a boarder for $200 a week.
I think it's going to be a little lower because crime rates have risen all over the country, and they might be a little scared to take in a stranger.
Yes, I remember that old movie about the border. You say lower. The actual number of housewives who would take in a boarder is 35, not lower. Patty.
Okay, I'm going to keep that 3.
Patty, let me explain the options before you jump. You've got a
that's
3, but
right.
you need 3 cards.
Oh,
And
he's
Linda
got it.
needs just 1 card. She's got a 10. You have control of the board. Play it or pass it.
I'm going to have to pass it this game.
You're going to pass it.
Yeah.
And Linda, with just 1 card to call it right, you've won the game. If you call it wrong, Patty wins it.
Okay, I'm going to go with the odds and say lower.
With a 10. Linda says lower and... No, it's not lower. It's another 10. Patty wins it in sudden death. Game 1 to the challenger and $100. And we'll be right back right after this commercial break. Yeah, I thought you were jumping a little quick there. Patty Hahn, the challenger, is game number 1 and $100. We're setting up for game 2 with the same 2 decks of cards. Linda? Linda, we asked 100 women, have you ever been in such a rush? Oh, you accidentally sprayed hairspray under your arms instead of deodorant. Oh, how many women said that they've done that?
I'm not going to admit to any experience to that question, but I'm going to say about 45 have actually done it.
45 women have sprayed hairspray instead of deodorant, Patty.
I'm going to say it's a little bit lower. I had my mother put spray starch on her hair, so maybe it's possible, but a little lower than 45.
What did her hair look like with spray starch?
I think she had to rewash it and start all over
I
again.
thought she was going to bake it or something. You say lower. The actual number of women who have accidentally sprayed hairspray under their arms instead of deodorant is 21. Patty, you're right, it's lower.
Woo, that's good.
And again, the challenger gets the first look at her base card, a queen.
That's a nice card. Real nice card. So I'm going to keep it and go lower.
Lower than a queen. Yes, a 5.
5s are not the greatest card, but my odds are better if I keep the 5 and go higher.
Higher than a 5. A 9.
A 9 and free.
Freezing it.
Yes.
Patty needs 2 cards for the championship, and the question goes to you, Patty. We found 100 women who have been divorced 3 or more times, and we asked them, now honestly, are you a difficult person to live with? How many divorced women admitted that they are difficult to live with?
I think a divorced woman 3 times would be a little bit difficult to live with and has probably very high priorities of how things are in the house, or they wouldn't be divorced. So I'm going to say the number is going to be high, say 67.
67 women who have been divorced 3 or more times say they're difficult
I
to
don't
live
think
with.
they're going to be truthful. I think it's going to be a little bit lower.
Lower.
Yes.
The actual number of divorced women who admitted they are difficult to live with is 35. Linda, you're right, it's lower. Linda, your base card in this game is a 5.
I'd like to change it, please.
Changing the 5 to a queen.
Like the queen, lower.
Lower than a queen. Yes, a 4.
Like the 4, higher.
Higher than a 4. It is a king.
Like the king, lower.
Lower than a king. A 7.
Freeze.
Freezing it. Linda needs 1 card. Patty needs 2 cards. And we need to take time out for this commercial break. back with our players. We've run out of time. We'll have to pick this game up next time. Got a good game going. You're good players.
Thank you.
And I must say, it's a pleasure to play the game with players of your caliber. You understand the questions. You're always very close with the answers. That's super. Would you like to come up against a good player or someone you think you can beat easily, Linda? What do you think?
Someone that's really good.
Someone that's good? Yeah, you like the challenge. How about you, Patty?
I think someone good gives you a
Good,
little
that's
more
the way
energy
to feel.
to really
And you're both
make-
very good players, and they'll be back with us to complete this match next time we meet on Card Sharks. Bye-bye.
One of our polling groups will receive the Amana Touchmatic 2 radar range microwave oven featuring an automatic temperature control system that cooks any cut of meat moist and tender made and furnished by Amana. And some of our contestants will receive Jovan, introducing exhilarating, vibrant, vital Jovan Sports Sense for him, for her, because life is a contact sport. And the versatile West Bend Pizza Baker and Grill not only bakes delicious pizza, it grills and warms as well. Features non-stick surface and variable temperature control. And True Test Easy Care Latex Flat Enamel combines the flat finish of latex with the scrubbability of enamel, exclusively from True Value Hardware stores. And St. Mary's Automatic Blanket with new silent Quadratech solid state control. Automatically pre-warms your bed and keeps you comfy all night. This is Gene Wood speaking for Card Sharks. A Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production.